Welcome into the podcast. My name is Brian, and today I want to talk to you about the New Age movement, um, the psychedelic movement, and potentially some other things as well. And with everything that's happening in the world today, there are a lot of videos on YouTube and things that are popping up on my feed that I click into and I listen to try to understand what people are thinking. I mean, I'm seeing people getting tons of views on different things, and so I'm hoping that maybe because you've clicked on that you will then click on this, and this might help you to put some things in perspective. So there's a few things I'm seeing. One is I'm seeing a lot of artificial intelligence, psychedelic, new age, sort of UFO, combining all of those into sort of this new, not religion, but sort of like that, where there are people talking about how, the use of DMT, and how that's the same as meditation, and that people don't have time to meditate nowadays, and so they will just skip ahead and take DMT or take another psychedelic like maybe mushrooms or whatever it is, marijuana or something else, to try to have a mystical experience, and that somehow that is related to this new technology that's coming in that is supposed to enhance our kumanity in some way, where we're actually evolving towards some type of like spiritual machine type being, like Ray Kurzweil talks about. And so the idea is that throughout time, humanity has evolved through technology. Apparently, that's what these people are sort of saying. And I will actually reference the channel. It's called Project Unity. So he recently came out with a video that I'm critiquing it a little bit here. I just kind of am referencing that because I feel like he kind of has like put it all together into a sort of good way of expressing kind of this new age religion sort of aspect. And so he's basically saying that humanity's created technology over time. We've created tools, and those tools have evolved, and they've now sort of evolved beyond us. And now we have to potentially, to continue to evolve as humans, to now attach ourselves to the machine, and Neuralink, using psychedelics, potentially interacting with aliens or UFO intelligences, which are potentially being seen on the level when you get to a certain level with DMT or different psychedelics, and we're communicating with these like intelligences or gnomes or things like that. So essentially what he is saying in that context is that essentially what he's saying is that also DMT is and psychedelics are universally making people peaceful and wanting to have peace on earth, and be in a community, and kind of have a good attitude toward life, help with mental health. That's kind of what he's portraying in his video about psychedelics. And he's just saying that, yeah, in the future we'll just all take these, and we will be at peace, and we will sort of have the AI maybe potentially take care of things for us, so that we can focus on our hobbies and passions, and kind of elevating ourselves through psychedelics to then eventually evolve with machines, or maybe beside the machines. He's not saying like he's necessarily for doing this in terms of the Neuralink and stuff like that, but he is saying that we are evolving in this way. And another thing he was saying was that the DMT experience, it was, a chemical that was already in our brain that was, interacting with the pineal gland, and it's in the pineal gland. And so we take DMT to elevate ourselves spiritually. And then he's also saying, like, yes, you could sit and meditate for years to get to a point, to have this DMT release in your brain through the pineal gland, and essentially almost acting as if the meditation was just like a chemical reaction, or spiritually, for it to just be a chemical reaction to go into the spiritual world. So I just wanted to say that pretty much a lot of what he's saying is very far from what the truth actually is. Okay, and I'm making this video not necessarily to go into what the truth actually is, but to just say that, just be fair warned on these types of videos, and also understand that you don't need to use psychedelics to help your mental health, or to go get into the spiritual world, or any of that stuff. You do not need to do that. And in fact, if that's what you were trying to do, it's not gonna end up being a good decision. I can almost guarantee it. I have taken psychedelics myself before. I've taken shrooms maybe 3 or 4 times, and I've had experiences that were not great. Coming out of it, once the high was completely done, then I felt better because it was over, and I knew that I was like normal, and I came back and I'm like not permanently damaged. But there's like worry when you're going through it that you could have damage that would come up permanently, because you just feel like you can't get out of it. And this is just an experience for me. Other people have had good experiences, in the right environments. I'm not saying you wouldn't have a good experience. I'm just saying that that's my experience. But the thing is that you can't just go into something like the spiritual world and, with chemicals to get there, and then think that, it can lead to a lot of illusions. Trying to get there without having like a practical thinking, practical, sort of mindset going into it, and getting yourself in a good space, in terms of your soul life, before going into the spiritual world, where you are entering into like the soul world, in a way, where you're on the astral plane. You're sort of having astral visions, but you don't really even know what that means. You don't know that you are within your soul realm. You don't even really know the basics of who you are as a human being. You don't really understand the different bodies that human beings have, the spirit, the astral body, the etheric body, and the physical body. You're not even aware of what those are, right? So you're not really self-aware, and these psychedelics are not going to get you to a place of self-awareness. So I would just say it's very dangerous, to think that you're going to have a spiritual experience, and where you're coming into full knowledge, or you sort of have maybe an illusion of like, oh, I know everything now, or you could feel sort of an ego boost from it, like you have a special connection or something. So there's a lot of issues with it. The other thing is just the futurist sort of mindset of where we're headed, with the whole thing. So futurist mindset, sets in, is kind of attaching ourselves to the AI so that we can enhance ourselves and evolve, right? And sort of a transhumanist mindset. We can live forever. Different aspects of this mindset. So this is also very riddled with errors, non-practical thinking. And so for people that maybe are, having mental health or having issues in their life, with anxiety or different feelings that they feel like, or different thoughts or different things that they're dealing with that might be on this channel, I would just say to take the sober path, take the long path, because you'll be grateful in the end, and I'm saying that as someone who is trying to take the sober path, and I'm feeling like that is the right path. I've had opportunities to try other paths. But I think actually just coming back to the basics of just living a good, healthy, practical life is really the answer for a lot of people. But a lot of people, they don't want to do that. But at the same time, like, a lot of people want like a simple fix, right? But this is the simple fix. We are in a period where you know, there is a lot of people who are looking for an easy fix, but then when you give them the easy fix, they also don't want to do that, because then it would involve being on their phone less, listening to less podcasts, you know, structuring their life in a way that is rhythmical, maybe not based on constantly putting information into your head through social media or YouTube. It might involve just kind of taking a walk or looking at the sky or doing a meditation. So it's like, it's not something people really want to do. But it is the path. It is our only path. And we have all these things coming in, right? We have the end of the world through climate change. We have the end of the world through politics. It's all these apocalyptic things, right, that are happening. And there's people talking about the energies. People talking about, oh, I can feel the energies. Oh, I can feel the negativity, and oh no, something crazy is going to happen, because you know because of so and so, right? You'll just have people talking about these different energies and how they're affecting them, and how um how that's happening. The thing is, though, um when you're living a practical life, that doesn't that's not like a thing, like, um you can't just say like, I feel the energies and I know that all you guys feel the energies too. um that doesn't make sense. Everyone has a different soul life, and by feeling like you're falling behind, in maybe financially, or you're struggling physically or mentally, you may attach yourself to someone else's YouTube video and say that person's feeling of that is actually going to then come in and affect your soul. You're allowing that to happen. You're not in a place of your own soul where you can then watch a video just to observe what the other person is saying, and then coming to your own conclusion based on your own soul, but not having a change of composition of how you're feeling. And the thing is, I've been there, and I'm coming out of it, like but I'm watching the videos still, so that I can kind of have an objective, different perspective of the whole thing. Because but there are a lot of those out there, whether it's astrology, people giving you astrology readings, who are saying, this terrible thing's going to happen, or this is going to happen to you. Oh, I'm so sorry. This is, your chart is really hard for this month, or whatever. That's the same type of thing. It's pretty much the same. And I'm not saying that those aren't something that can work if it's the right person, that's cool. I think it does have different things that are happening within that chart. I think it is relevant. I do think the cosmos, it is connected with us. And so in that case, yes, okay, but you can have a practical sort of rhythmical based system for yourself that isn't based on anything. You are your own system of wellness and health. So, so when you're making decisions about these things, whether it's psychedelics or clicking on a video about energies or feeling like the world is coming to an end and with everything that's happening, um, all of those things can be happening. They can be not happening, but you can be practical in your thinking, rhythmical in your daily life, and you can have a balanced and healthy mental health for the future.